In this lesson, we're going to learn to divide by one-digit divisors. Let's read the problem. Jenna's family is planning a trip to Jamestown, California. The family will start in Jacksonville, Florida, to travel 2,754 miles over 9 days. Wow, that's a long trip. If the family travels an equal number of miles each day, how far will each day's travel be? Well, let's look over here. It asks us to underline the sentence that tells you what you're trying to find. Well, they're asking us, how far will each day's travel be? The next step is to circle the numbers that we need to use. Well, we know she's going to travel a total of 2,754 miles, and she's going to do that over the course of 9 days. So to find that, we need to take our 2,754 miles and divide them into 9 equal groups. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use compatible numbers to decide where to place the first digit in the quotient. We're going to estimate. So remember, when we estimate, we should look at the first 2 digits. And I know that 9 goes into 27, so I can estimate and say, okay, 27 hundredths divided by 9. Well, I know that 27 divided by 9 is 3. So if I have 27 ones and I put them into 9 groups, there's going to be 3 in each group. Here I have 27 hundredths that I'm putting into 9 groups, so that means there's going to be 3 hundredths in each group. So my answers should be pretty close to 300, and the first digit of the quotient should be in the hundreds place. So now let's divide the hundreds. Here we have we know that 2 thousandths isn't enough to put 1 in each group since we have 9 groups. So let's look at our 27 hundredths. If we're dividing 27 hundredths into 9 groups, I'm going to have 3 in each group, which means I'm going to use up all 27 of my hundreds. And that leaves me with 5 tens and 4 ones still. So now I've divided the hundreds. Let's look at dividing the tens. I have 5 tens that I need to put into 9 groups. I can't put 1 10 into 9 groups, 1 10 into each of those 9 groups because I only have 5 of them. So I'm not going to be able to put any tens, which means I'm not using up any of my tens. So I still have 5 tens that I need to trade in, and I'm going to trade those 5 tens in for 50 ones. And I have 4 ones here remaining, or 4 ones from my original problem, or from my original amount. So now I've got 54 ones that I need to put into 9 groups. Well, I know that if I put 3 in each group, that would be 27, so I can put more than that in each group. What if I put 4 in each group? Well, that would be 36. What if I put 5 in each group? That would be 45, but I have 54. What if I put 6 in each group? Yes, that would use up all 54 of my pieces. So it looks like I'm going to put 6 ones in each of my 9 groups, which means I'm going to use up all 54 of my ones. I'm not going to have any remaining. So 306 would be the number of miles that she would travel each day. Now, since 306 is close to our estimate of 300, this answer is pretty reasonable. So I would say that it's correct. Now let's look at a way that we can check our work to see if we've divided correctly. Now, this is how you can check your answer. To check your answer to a division problem, multiply the quotient by the divisor. If there's a remainder, add it to the product, and the result should equal the dividend. Well, let's look at what that means. It looks like we did the problem 614 divided by 6. And here's a picture of what that would look like down here. We have 6 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we divided 614 pieces evenly into those 6 groups. We were able to put 100 into each group. We only had 110, and we didn't have enough to put 1 in each group, so we didn't put any 10s in our groups. And we broke that 10 up into 10 ones and put it with the 4 ones that we already had. And so we divided those 14 ones into our 6 groups. Notice that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 ones went into the group, and that's shown here. And then 2 of our ones were remaining, and so that's shown here as our remainder. So we can see that this picture shows us the quotient of 102, remainder 2. Well, here's how we can check our work. We can do 102 times 6 because we have 102 6 times. So if we do 102 times 6, that's a quick way to count the value of those pieces that are inside the groups. When I do that, I can see 6 times 2 is 12, and 6 times 1 is 6, so that's 612, plus these 2 pieces out here that are remaining, so that gives me 614. Is that how many pieces I should have had to start with? Yes, it is. Since the result in the check is equal to the dividend, the division is correct. So 614 divided by 6 is equal to 102, remainder 2.